Today's the first day of June, and I'm going to celebrate it by making some strawberry jam out of the strawberries I just harvested from my garden. I got about 2 pounds. I have my canning supplies ready to go. 4 half-pint jars. They're all washed, and I'm going to put them in the oven to keep them warm. I have a scale to weigh my strawberries. Sugar. I'll be using 2.5 cups for 2 pounds of berries. My big pot to use as my water bath canner. A bowl. My canning funnel. My can holder tool. Magnetic lid wand. And my tool to measure headspace. And lids. I'm using brand new lids to make sure that they stick, and some bands. And I will measure out my strawberries and my sugar into this bowl. The strawberries are rinsed. I am going to take their tails off, and I try to leave as much of the core on the berry as possible. Strawberry jam is such a lovely thing to make out of your own harvest, and it's one of the first things that you can make. Strawberries ripen for me towards the end of May before any other berry, so it's a wonderful feeling to be able to go out, pick them from my garden, and then make something delicious out of them. It's one of the first preservation recipes that I make in the summer. I've got all my strawberries hulled, and now I'm going to measure out 2.5 cups of sugar. A few scrapings of lemon zest. I love lemon zest, so I am not holding back. It smells so good when you zest a lemon. And now I need 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice. It's important to measure this correctly because acidity is part of what makes a canning recipe last. So you need a certain amount of acidity for your food to stay fresh inside the can. There we go. Half a lemon made exactly 1 tablespoon. Isn't that wonderful? I love it when that happens. And now I'm going to mash these berries. I prefer to use a potato masher. Just getting it all broken down, because if it starts out a bit more broken down, it will cook much faster. These are looking beautiful. Really lovely. The jam has made it past the cooking stage. So I can tell because all of the berries are really soft and cooked down, and I can smash them really easily with the spoon. And the foam has died away a little bit, and now the bubbles are getting bigger and a little bit slower. That means it's getting really close to the jamming stage. And when it gets jammy, it starts to coat the spoon and the sides of the pan. Look at those big bubbles. And this doesn't need any pectin. It jams just with the heat and the boiling and the sugar. So I think now is the time to test it. Turn off the heat and take it off the heat just to make sure it doesn't burn. I have a little plate and spoon from the freezer. And this is how I test if it's jammed or not. So it should harden, and then I should be able to draw a line through it with my finger. Hopefully it's not too hot. Look at that. It keeps the path between it. That means it's jammed. Get my preheated jars out of the oven. And I'm aiming for 1/4 inch of headspace. So my handy dandy headspace measure, it's a little low. I need just a bit more. That's pretty good. It's important to get this into the jars while it's still really hot, because if it cools down at all, the jam will set and then it won't be liquid anymore. Got a little too much in this one, but I'll just move it over. Looks like I'm gonna have just 3 jars, not 4. I'll put everything I have left into the 4th one, but since that one's not full, I'm not going to process it, and I'll just put it in the fridge and we can eat it right away. Very good. Very, very good. So wipe the rim with a little bit of vinegar. And now I'm going to bring it back to a boil. And once I'm at a boil, I will set a timer for 10 minutes. and process them in boiling water for 10 minutes. After 24 hours of cooling, the jam is done. This is what it looks like. And now I can take the bands off the jars and check that they're sealed. Just pull gently on the lid. You can see there's a little bit of foam at the top of the jam. I could have skimmed that off at the end of cooking, and I think it does shorten the shelf life a little bit if I leave it on. So if you're doing this, remember to skim off the foam. They're all sealed. Yay! I've already tried it from the jar that I didn't fill that had just a little bit on the bottom. It's delicious. It's not too sweet, just sweet enough. A little bit tart, very yummy. I had it on some crackers with butter and jam on top. I think I'm going to make some ice cream and layer in the jam between layers of ice cream, along with some browned butter breadcrumbs for a bit of like a cakey texture. Yeah, I'm very happy with this jam. This is the book that I use the recipe from, and I'm really excited to try more from this cookbook. It's Saving the Season by Kevin West. Thanks for watching.